Hi, my name is Michelle Cox. This is Module 8, Legal Aspects of Teacher Evaluation. The first article was about evaluations and just how there's some changes and provisions happening right now. The Every Student Succeeds Act has ended the federal government's involvement in prescribing and influencing teacher evaluation systems across the nation. Therefore, as states, they get to start looking at the evaluation process and districts. Some of the provisions that require the states to develop their own goals, long-term, short-term, interim goals, and to look at just a broad range of factors to gauge school performance. And they're trying to not look at test scores as much because they're saying that that is invalid in proving whether a teacher is doing a great job or not. The NEA Teacher Evaluation Accountability Toolkit helps give some key points to consider when developing an evaluation or choosing one. The association may be able to negotiate many aspects of the evaluation system, such as the measures to be assessed, observation procedures, and tools and forms associated with the evaluation. Teacher evaluation systems should be developed with the teachers so that they have buy-in. We want to be able to provide them meaningful, provided feedback so that they will grow and to provide them professional development opportunities that might help them. There is growing evidence that the use of student test scores to determine teacher effectiveness is misguided and does not improve instructional practice. So that's something to keep in mind. New modified evaluation systems should be piloted before the high-stakes personnel decisions are tied to any evaluation system. And lastly, improvement plans and due process rights should be considered when developing the evaluation plan. The second article focused on teacher evaluation and just how there's been a lot of court cases about evaluation. And the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association have been busy filing those lawsuits. Some of those lawsuits have included the evaluation system not including or taking into account poverty. They're saying that the evaluation system focuses too much on student test scores. Another lawsuit is tying teacher evaluation to tenure and pay scales, violates a constitutional provisions. And teachers are being fired due to flawed or incomplete data in their evaluations. Another lawsuit going on is a state education department impermissibly imposed its new evaluation system, overriding a law giving school districts control over their teacher evaluation. And lastly, another lawsuit was teachers being evaluated on school-wide growth measures, and saying that they're teaching art and music, so the overall test scores should apply to their evaluations. The third article just focuses on evaluations as a whole and issues with evaluations as a whole. So old evaluations focused heavily on classroom observations from a principal. They included checklists or rubrics, often included teacher records and lesson plans. Overall, what they're saying that we need to focus on teacher evaluations because there's people that are not performing to what they should be performing, and it's affecting student achievement. One of the problems is that top performing teachers help students gain more than a grade's worth of learning, but students taught by an ineffective teacher achieve less than a half of a year of learning. A report found that 99% of teachers in 12 districts it studied ranked satisfactory on evaluations, and that firing of tenured teachers almost never occurred. So that's kind of showing you that our evaluation system is not making sure we're really analyzing who's effective and ineffective. We need to change the evaluation system. As of new evaluations, they are far more complex. They consist of several components, which each are scored individually. Most of them heavily weigh on periodic observations of teachers key to teaching standards. They often use the framework Charlotte Danielson, and the evaluations are far more objective to do, and they do include student test scores, but they're trying to be more objective about the student test scores and not weigh as heavily on those. How the teacher unions have responded. Teacher unions highlighted the potential of better evaluations to provide valuable feedback on teacher skills, but they do still remain wary about connecting the systems to teacher pay and tenure. They oppose the inclusion of students' standardized test scores in the system. Our district teacher evaluation process. I work for High Plains Educational Cooperative, so my evaluation process is separate from the district's. I get evaluated with the McCrail online system. It has following components are there's a pre-observation, observation, artifact library, which we have to do 3 every year. We have to set goals every year. We have professional development to follow up on those goals. And we also have a post-observation portion. Within the observation component, there's 5 standards that we're rated on. They are teacher demonstrates leadership, teachers establish a respectful environment for a diverse population of students, teachers know the content they teach, teachers facilitate learning for their students, and teachers reflect on their practices. Then these 5 standards are broken down into specific skills that should be implemented into our daily teaching. The teacher is assessed by earning check marks under each categories, which each category you can earn multiple check marks for each skill that is seen. The categories also that you can fall under is developing, proficient, accomplished, and the best to get is distinguished. There's also a column for notes where the observer can make notes on what they saw, maybe things that they liked or didn't like, or maybe things that they would like to see in the future. So that is an overview of our evaluation process. Recourse for evaluations. What does a teacher have? What recourse does a teacher have regarding teacher evaluations with our cooperative? And what can a teacher do if we feel our evaluations are inaccurate? In the post-observation section, we have to sign it to say that we've reviewed it and that we agree with the ratings. We can add comments to our evaluation. We can also ask to meet with our supervisor if we do not agree with the results of the evaluation. And most of the time, our evaluator comes in and goes over what we got in our scores so that there's communication as to why you scored what you did. What can a teacher do if they are unjustly being let go? If a teacher is feeling unjustly let go, they can file a complaint. If they're a member of KNEA, they can call the union for assistance. In extreme instances, they could take it to court and try to fight it. One example of an evaluation lawsuit going on right now is Cook versus Bennett. Well, actually not now. It was April 16th, 2013. Basically, it was the Florida Education Association filed the lawsuit saying that teachers, subjects without statewide standardized tests are being judged unfairly on the progress of students. They don't teach, or in subjects they don't teach. So basically they have a school-wide system for evaluation, and certain subject areas are like, hey, I shouldn't be evaluated on that test score because I don't even teach that subject. It was completed. The federal court ruled for the state in May 2014. The Florida Education Association will not appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. In reflection, as a future leader, I would ensure that I'm following legal issues associated with evaluation process. By doing this, I would research. I would make sure that I am making sure that it's meeting state requirements. I would also make sure that I'm implementing the evaluation system with validity. In order to do this, I would seek out professional development opportunities to help me implement it correctly. And I would also ask people a lot of questions who are knowledgeable in the area to help me get better at the evaluation process. And I would also attempt to implement the evaluation system as consistently and proactively as possible. I want to be objective and thorough and do it. I would want to do continuous observations so that I'm making sure that the evaluation process is very thorough and that it is accurate. Thank you. Have a good day.